sometimes the one who loves you the most hurts you the most. This is a beautiful message from the book that I'm going to review today. Hi, hello, namaste. My name is RJ Manjula. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And on this channel today, I'm going to review this book called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. But before I do that, if you've still not subscribed to my channel, then please make sure you do today, right now, and also press the notification bell. So Colleen Hoover, who's the author of this book, is one of New York Times best-selling authors, and this book, It Ends With Us, is also in the list of, in fact, it's the #1 New York Times bestseller book. And Colleen Hoover has written many best-selling novels, many wonderful books with beautiful messages. And this one is, as per the author of this book, she says that it was the toughest for her to write because it is based on the real-life story of her parents. So basically, It Ends With Us जो है एक कहानी है लिली की, जो एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुल इंडिपेंडेंट लड़की है. And she falls in love with a guy named Ryle, who's a neurosurgeon, and everything is beautiful. Their love story is beautiful, and Lily ultimately marries this man, and everything is going fine with her until one day where some incident happens and Ryle ends up pushing Lily, and इसकी वजह से लिली को सर पे चोट लग जाती है. So now, of course, Ryle is extremely sorry for this behavior because Ryle is a very, very caring and loving husband, and he really takes good care of Lily. And he's so sorry for this behavior because he said, he says that he didn't do it intentionally. He didn't mean to push her so badly. So Lily, who is shocked after this incident because she comes from a abusive family, उनके जो father थे वो भी अपनी wife को मारते रहते थे, and Lily always judged her mother more than her father. She always judged her mother कि उन्होंने कभी भी उनके लिए या उनकी बेटी के लिए या खुद के लिए उन्होंने कभी कोई stand नहीं लिया. Why didn't she leave such a man? Now when Lily is in this situation herself, and she's thinking the same, that she had set a limit for herself. She had decided that if her boyfriend or husband treats her this way ever, she is going to leave him after just the first incident, immediately, without even giving it a single thought. And now that Lily's father is dead, she is actually comparing Ryle to her father. So after this first incident where Ryle ends up pushing Lily, Ryle is extremely sorry, and he assures her that this is not going to happen for the next time. This was, this will never happen again. And Lily, who always judged her mother for the same behavior, that she kept forgiving her husband, is now in the same situation and is now kind of understanding what her mother went through. And now Lily is, confused. What to do, and so she decides to forgive Ryle because Ryle otherwise is a great man. But then another second incident happens, third incident happens, and now Lily has to decide whether to continue like this, continue living her life like this, or take a stand and stand up for herself. But before Lily can take any decision, her life gets even more complicated as her first love enters her life, Atlas, जो उनके childhood love थे. And also, the story gets even more complicated because after hitting Lily the third time, when Lily is trying to decide what to do, she finds out that she's pregnant. And now Lily thinks whether she should forgive her husband, as she thinks she should, because he's crying and asking for forgiveness every single day. He gives her space and time, and or to bring a child into this world who's from a broken family and raise the child on her own completely. Now first, let me tell you, I love this book. This book has made it to the list of my all-time favorite books, and I love this book for the simple reason that the characters, stories, situations in this book are so real, so close to life, and you're so relatable. And of course you're able to understand and somewhere relate to what happens with Lily, her mother, and even every other character in the book. And let me tell you, I want to recommend this book to all those girls, women, men and boys who are in an abusive relationship and are just dragging that relationship for for no reasons, or just giving excuses to yourself that this happened for the first time, will never happen again, but that it's just become a pattern. So please read this book. This is really going to change your life. What I love about this book is the fact that this book is about romantic relationships. It's also about abusive relationships, but it offers a hopeful solution in the end. This book fills you with so much hope in life. I love the part in this book where Lily is confused what to do, and she's thinking about whether she should forgive Rael and give a complete family to her child, or she should just move on and divorce him because this is not going to end. And she's going to her mother for her advice, and but obviously क्योंकि लिली ने हमेशा अपनी माँ को जज किया है अपने मन में, so she thinks that her mother is anyway going to tell her that please forgive Rael because he's so caring, and he's really hurt, and he's really caring and loving husband, so you should forgive him, because that's what exactly her mother did. उनकी माँ ने हमेशा अपने पति को forgive ही किया. So Lily goes with that expectation to her mother that this is exactly what she's going to say, and but वो Lily की माँ उनसे क्या कहती है, that part is my favorite part in this book, and I'm going to read that out for you. We all have a limit, what we are willing to put up with before we break. When I married your father, I knew exactly what my limit was. But slowly, with every incident, my limit was pushed a little more and a little more. The first time your father hit me, he was immediately sorry. He swore it would never happen again. The second time he hit me, he was even more sorry. The third time it happened, it was more than a hit. It was a beating. And every single time I took him back. But the fourth time, it was only a slap. And when that happened, I felt relieved. I remember thinking, at least he didn't beat me this time. This wasn't so bad. She brings the napkin up to her eyes and says, every incident chips away at your limit. Every time you choose to stay, it makes the next time that much harder to leave. Eventually, you lose sight of your limit altogether, because you start to think, I've lasted 5 years now, what's 5 more? The book also reminds you that how quick we are to judge the victim in any situation. Like, if we get to know about any abusive relationships around us, whether it's the man beating his wife or the woman beating her husband, we are always judging the victim, because we always say, why can't she leave him? Or why can't she leave her? They should not be together. But we never judge the person who's responsible for this abusive relationship, the person who's abusing the partner. So please make this beautiful book not only a part of your bookshelf, but also a part of your life. And if you like this review, then please make sure you share it, and especially share it with all those people who are in any kind of abusive relationship. And also please share your comments and feedback in the comment section below. And बहुत जल्द आपसे मिलूंगी नए वीडियो के साथ. तब तक के लिए please keep reading and please keep smiling.